You're looking lovely, Mrs. Cleaver. Trust the profits is a formula here. We are going to be talking through the Haskell Stakes. That's right, the Haskell Stakes are coming up at Monmouth Park Racetrack, as it says right there in the graphic. And I am here to tell you about, well, what we think is going to happen in terms of probables, possibles. 6 horses. Pretty good horses, though. I mean, would like a deeper field? Yes, much deeper field, but I think there's some pretty good competition here. Things to note right off the bat. We've got 3 Pletcher horses, so half the field is Pletcher. Chad Brown much? Yeah, 3 horses coming in Pletcher. We're going to be talking about each one of those. They'll have a little bit of a different flavor to them. Yeah, so this is going to be a race that is run on Saturday, July 20th. That's this Saturday coming up here. It is a G1 for $1 million. It is at Monmouth, and it is 9 furlongs on dirt. And as I mentioned before, these are probables and possibles. We don't know what the lines are yet. We don't know who the jockeys are. So any jockeys I place in here are merely jockeys that have raced on these horses in the past. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we, with...
Fierce. 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 Fierce.
Yeah, so Fierceness. Last time we saw him, he was 15th place at the Kentucky Derby. Stalking the pace for most of the way. A lot of people thought, okay, looks like Fierceness might get his ride, but turned the corner, slowed down, got bumped a little bit, fell back to 15th. Not the showing that Todd Pletcher wanted to see from Fierceness. Polly didn't want to see this performance from Fierceness. He was very, very positive about his horse going into the Derby. We'll just put it that way. Before that, though, first place out with a bullet at the Florida Derby, 13-length win over Catalytic in a fairly weak field there. I think that's pretty fair to say. Previous to that, we're talking about a Jekyll and Hyde horse here. Third place finish to Hades in the Holding Bull, starting out in third place, stalking the pace, looking like he was going to make a bit of a move there, but Hades just pushed him down towards the end, bullied him out of the way. 3-length win for Hades over Fierceness in that one. Before that, looked like a world beater at the BC Juvenile, although that was getting close to a year ago, right? Beating Muth and locked in that one by 6 lengths down the stretch. Yeah, we can probably pause it right there with Fierceness. He's beaten most 3-year-olds that are in his group by this time. Not all of them. Don't hit me up on Twitter. Oh, he hasn't beaten Mystic Dan yet or something like that. He's beaten Muth. He's beaten Locked. He's beaten Timberlake. You can go down the list. There's a good chunk of horses that he has beaten. He's looked really impressive in the races that he's won. However, you don't always see the same horse show up. You see a horse showing up with really strong performances in stakes races where he looks like he can beat the world, go gate to wire, and then you see him get bumped around a little bit. At least that's the theory, getting bumped around a little bit and shine back away from the competition. So what's it going to be like for Fierceness in this race? Dornoch. Last time out. Can't get much better than winning the Belmont Stakes. Yes. Stalking the pace, set by Seize the Gray, and Seize the Gray fading back a bit. Mindframe taking over, Dornoch taking over after that, beating Mindframe by half a length in that one. Previous to that, getting the 1 draw at the Kentucky Derby for a horse that wants to sit on the pace or wants to at least stalk the pace. 10th place finish there, getting a slight improvement from 12th and 13th, where he sat most of the race. Got knocked around a bit in that race. I'm not going to lie to you. We talked about the 1 position a lot. Dornoch couldn't get up there. He sat back a little bit. Didn't favor his running style. Difficult race. I mean, it's a Kentucky Derby. There's going to be some contact if you don't get the right setup. I mean, there's only 1 horse that can win out of 20, right? Previous to that, the Bluegrass, which a lot of the prophets saw live, race where he never really got going, didn't fare so well. A lot of people talking about them trying him out, not on the pace, necessarily trying to come from behind. Sierra Leone ended up winning that one over Dornoch by 6.5 lengths in that one. This is a horse, though, when we go back to the Fountain of Youth, was a winner there. Got a small race, not a lot of competition, but the winner of the Remsen, dueling it out with Sierra Leone. This is a horse that's had some big wins, coming back at the Belmont, showing us that he is one of the better horses of this 3-year-old crop. That is Dornoch. Then we have Mindframe. This Todd Pletcher horse that we know the least about. What do we know about him? We saw at the Belmont. So he was sitting 1 to 2 lengths back of Seize the Gray. He was setting the pace in that one, closing at the end, but Dornoch got the better of him by half a length in that race. So extremely impressive there. First place at 127K, 8.5 furlong. Allowance optional claimer at Churchill Downs, wiring the field, winning by 7 lengths in that one. Yeah, 1 of 3 Pletchers here that definitely has a shot in this race. Probably of the two, maybe the most consistent. Hard to say though. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot from Mindframe, but looked really good at Belmont, so it's really hard to knock him down for that. Okay. Indeed. Haven't seen him in a while, right? Not since Arkansas. 4th place finish there. Charging forward to grab first place at the half-mile mark, fading way back, losing to Monmouth by 6 lengths in that one. For that, first at the Rebel, beating Common Defense by 2 lengths. 4th place at the BC Juvenile, back of Fierceness by 8 lengths in that race, and then first at the Champagne Stakes. This was a horse, Brad Cox's horse. Flavian Pratt as the main jockey. Horse that a lot of people really like going into the Derby early on. Our own Colin Sheehan really had a soft spot in his heart for Timberlake. Haven't seen him since Arkansas. What's he going to be like at Haskell? He's got a lot of big horses that he's lining up against. Is he going to be ready for this one? Is he ready for the big competition? Can you just drop him in? Is he going to win? Yeah, we're gonna have to see about Timberlake coming back like this. And yes, Tuscan Sky. Indeed. 3rd Pletcher here, 3 wins in 4 races, nearly gate to wire win at the Pegasus Stakes at Monmouth, so at this park, beating Domestic Product by 6 3/4 lengths in that one. 7th at the Wood Memorial, 9 furlongs, got a rough start in that one, starting off in 9th place. Never really improved, a lot of bumping going on in that one, and there was the accident, happened in front of him. So really not a good race to judge him off of, but those are the 2 biggest races he's had to date. 3rd of 3 Todd Pletcher horses in this race, Tuscan Sky. And finally, Sea Streak. I think if there's any horse that scratches out of this, assuming he gets entered in, assuming that it's only 6, it's probably going to be Sea Streak. Good record, 6 out of 8 in the money. 5th at that Pegasus Stakes race that we were just talking about, went off his favorite, oddly enough. But started slow, lacked a punch down the stretch, losing 12 lengths to Tuscan Sky in that one. First place at the Long Branch Stakes, going a little over a mile. Stuck in the pace early, taking over, winning by 7 lengths over a Todd Pletcher horse in that one. So it's had some pretty impressive performances, but then you look again at something like the Holy Bull, where he got last place in that one. Bumped early, yes. Went 5 wide early, yes. Finished 8 lengths back of Hades, though, in the end. And then 3rd at the Mucho Macho. Trading 1st and 2nd most of the way. But falling behind in that one. So where are we sitting now? Yeah, small fields, what you gonna do? All right, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame on society. Yeah, but I'm still going Fierceness. I know. Bad habits, right? But it's a good horse. You got to go with the best, right? I think with the value play, Mindframe? Is that value though? I don't know. It's hard to tell. With 6 horses, 3 of them Todd Pletcher horses, all these horses seem to have something noteworthy about them, I guess you could say, with the exception of maybe Sea Streak. But yeah, we've got a lot of winners here, so it's difficult to say which one is going to get the most love. I'm guessing it's going to be Fierceness, but he could get knocked down simply because of his last performance. Yeah, so there you have it. What you guys got? Go ahead, hit us up in the comments. As always, thank you very much for joining.